Hello everyone, my name is Jesse, and today in this video I'll be showing you where you can find and open a savings account that will give you a guaranteed and unprecedented 5% rate of return on your money. Now I say unprecedented because when I looked up the national average for interest rates for savings accounts, I found that it was 0.06%. So to put that into perspective, if you were to put $1,000 of your hard-earned money into a savings account that made the national average, or 0.06%, at the end of 1 year, you will have made 60 cents. So 2 quarters and a dime. On the flip side, if you put that same $1,000 into a savings account making 5% interest, at the end of 1 year, you will have made $50. So the company that offers that 5% interest rate is called Netspend. Now you may have heard of Netspend before and know that it's a prepaid debit card company. But what you may not know is that after you apply for and receive your prepaid debit card, you can then link it to a savings account that makes that 5% interest rate. Now me personally, I never use the prepaid card. It has fees associated with it every time you use it, and that's not the purpose here. The purpose isn't to spend money on fees, the purpose is to make money on that high yield interest rate. So after you apply for the card, I just put mine in a safe and never use it, and I only have it so that I can open up that high yield savings account. And so that savings account is FDIC insured, so you can rest assured that your money is safe and sound with Netspend. Another caveat to keep in mind is that you can only have a balance of $1,000 in these savings accounts, making that 5% interest rate. Anything above $1,000 will only earn 0.5%, but even that 0.5% is still much higher than the national average of 0.06%. So even though you only make 5% interest on that first $1,000, you can actually open up several of these accounts, and each one can have $1,000 in them. And then if you're married or have a significant other, they can have a number of their own separate accounts as well, each with $1,000 making 5% interest. Between my wife and I, we actually have 14 accounts, each maxed out with $1,000, making 5% interest on each of them. And so in 1 year, we make $700. And this $14,000 is our emergency fund, and so it's just sitting there actively making money for us. So these are all the steps that you're going to need to follow in order to open up the prepaid debit card savings account, and I'm going to go through each one and show you how it's done. So the first step is to get on the Netspend website and fill in your information for the get started, just your name and your email address, and press continue. And then it'll bring you to the next site where you need to put in more information for like your address, and then you can pick your card that you want. And press get my card. Once again, you see that it's FDIC insured, and so that'll be the first step. And then your card should arrive in the mail in about a week's time. Step number 2 is also pretty straightforward. After you get your card in the mail, you come back on the Netspend website and go to activate your card, at which point it will ask for your card number and your security code, which will also be on the card. Then you press continue. I don't have a card on me, or a new card, so obviously I can't go any farther than this point. But then you'll also be able to set up your online profile after you get your card. So in step number 3, you'll need to link your normal bank account to your Netspend account. And so this is different depending on which bank you use, but for me, I use Ally. It's really convenient because I can link a lot of external different bank accounts to it. And so the process is very straightforward with, or similar with other banks as well. You'll have to come to some sort of transfer tab up here, and then you can go to link other accounts, and then it'll ask for the type of account that it is. And for Netspend, it's just a checking account. And then you'll have to do the routing number and account number, which you'll be able to find in your Netspend account after you set it up. And then you'll press continue, and then it'll send 2 trial deposits with just a couple of cents or so to your Netspend account, and that'll take a day or 2. And then after those trial deposits have arrived in your Netspend account, you'll come back to your regular bank, and then you'll verify the amount that was sent, and that way they can know that it really was you who authorized these two accounts to be linked together. And then from there, you'll then be able to send money freely from one account to the other. So after you've linked your regular bank account to your Netspend bank account, the next step number 4, is to transfer the money that you want to be in that savings account, that 5% interest rate savings account. And so I recommend, if you can, I would do the full amount, the $1,000. And so just as an example, $1,000 and just a one-time transfer, and then you can have a note to self. And then for my bank, for Ally Bank, it has you review the transfer and then submit. But even if you can only do a little bit at a time to build up to that $1,000, that's fine. But I have my screen really minimized here so that I don't show too or any personal information. But that's how I'm able to transfer money from my regular bank account to my Netspend account. So I'm going to just speak to step 5 and step 6 rather than showing you step by step how to do that on my screen. Step 5 is just opening up your savings account after you've transferred money from your regular bank account to your Netspend debit card account. After you've transferred that money, keeping in mind it may take a couple of business days for that transfer to happen, but after that money has been transferred over, you can open up your savings account and start enjoying that 5% APY. So as I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, you never want to use the prepaid debit card because every time you use it, it incurs a small fee. But there's also the caveat that if you don't use your card, you'll also incur a fee. It's called an inactivity fee, but there's a way to get around that. It's pretty simple. You'll set up an automatic transfer of 1 penny every 2 months to your Netspend account to avoid that inactivity fee. It's a 90-day inactivity fee, and so if you just transfer that 1 penny every 2 months, you'll be able to avoid that. And I'll show you on my screenshot here. All you have to do is go back to your transfer screen, set up that 1 penny, and then you can set the duration, and then you can also set it to when you want to cancel it. And so I just say you keep this going on perpetually until I cancel it, and that will help you avoid successfully that inactivity fee. I've had these Netspend accounts for about 5 years now, and I've never ever accrued a fee. And so it is very possible to make a decent amount of money on your emergency fund and not have to incur any fees on it. So after you have followed all of those steps, the last thing to do is sit back, relax, and milk that cash cow. My wife and I have had these accounts for at least 5 years now. We've had no problems and have just enjoyed our emergency fund making that 5% interest rate for us. It's really nice to see that the money that we've worked so hard for is working hard for us. One more thing, a bonus before you leave, is that if you use my referral code to open up an account and fund it with at least $40 in your savings account, you will get $20 for free from Netspend. Full disclosure, I'll also get $20 for you using my referral code, but it's a nice little bonus just for signing up and supplying it or funding it with $40. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, or consider doing that. And I'm going to try to have more good content like this, and thanks for stopping by.